Not only has new Xbox hardware apparently been seen in the wild in the form of an SDK kit, but in addition, Jez Corden over at Windows Central is reporting that Xbox is testing out a few new handheld models. So maybe Xbox has some new hardware on the way that we're all going to see sooner rather than later. So the long and the short of it is that this comes from Jez Corden, and he talked about it during the Xbox 2 podcast. But about a week ago, we also got news about a new piece of hardware coming from Xbox in the form of an SDK. Now, a software development kit is what developers use to develop games. And apparently this has been spotted from Xbox Korea out in the wild and discussed a little bit. Here's what we know so far. So this is what Jez Corden said on the Xbox 2 podcast. I know that their Xbox have got handheld prototypes right now. Corden soon clarified that these are new prototypes and not the old prototypes often referred to. As pointed out in the podcast, prototypes don't necessarily mean that new products are coming to market, but Xbox pursuing a handheld isn't at all surprising. Corden later said, no, not a cloud handheld, a fully native Xbox handheld. The idea of Xbox getting into the mobile market is a really exciting one for me, honestly, because I think it is somewhere that a lot of people have hoped that Xbox would at least try out. And with the ROG Ally and some of the other hardware devices like the Steam Deck obviously seeing success, it seems like a market that is really receptive to new devices. And seeing that Xbox has PC Game Pass as part of their initiative, I would imagine that this could do quite well for Microsoft, especially if they had fewer barriers than the Steam Deck. I just installed Windows on my Steam Deck, and while it's not too painful, imagine that Microsoft came along and released a handheld that actually just ran Windows and you could kind of do whatever you want with it. I do think there are a lot of possibilities. I do also think that they would lock it down, but I'm excited about the potential of an Xbox handheld. I think anybody getting into the handheld market would be interesting at this current juncture. My hair is a little crazy. We've got more to come, and this is what Sarah said on the official Xbox podcast in 2024. We've got more to come. There's some exciting stuff coming out in hardware that we're going to share this holiday. We're also invested in the next generation roadmap. What we're really focused on there is delivering the largest technical leap you will have ever seen in a hardware generation, which makes it better for players and better for creators and the visions that they're building. Now, if you'll remember, Sarah Bond teased what sounds like two different pieces of hardware. One that we're going to hear about by this holiday, potentially this handheld device that Jez Corden is talking about, and Sarah Bond seems to be indicating that there is new hardware. You start putting two and two together and you start thinking, hey, maybe they got something really cool planned for us this holiday in the form of a handheld. I would love to hear what you think about it in the comments below. Of course, after you hit that like button and hit that subscribe button if you're already not subscribed, but if you like this type of content, definitely don't forget to do that. Seriously, though, that means Xbox not only has a handheld on the way, but they are also working on new hardware that was originally targeting, I believe 2026 was the date off the top of my head, but with GTA 6 slipping to late 2025 based on, rumors and conjecture that we've heard, I am curious if Xbox is curious about ramping up that schedule to make sure that they get in on that GTA 6 market. We know that the Switch 2 has slid now to 2025. We know that the PS5 Pro is likely this holiday season. If Microsoft's answer to that this holiday is a handheld, I think that's a really, really smart move. Now, the problem with the PlayStation 5 Pro is that Digital Foundry and other technical analysts are saying, hey, this likely wouldn't push GTA 6 to 60 frames per second and would likely be locked to 30. So while you would get visual enhancements and such, it's going to be a lot harder sell. Now, if Microsoft manages to get in there and the game runs better on whatever the new Xbox box ends up being, that is a market of people that I think you could actually sell to. GTA 6 is big enough that it can literally make or break a console. But time will tell if they end up releasing anything, and we still don't know concrete what PlayStation has in terms of hardware, though we have seen some leaked specs. You can check out my video on that on the channel. So to lend a little bit more credibility to all of this, Phil Spencer has talked about the idea of a handheld. Perhaps that unique hardware is an Xbox handheld. We see a lot of opportunity in different types of devices. And we'll share specifics on our future hardware plans as soon as we are ready, says Microsoft in an Xbox blog post today. So they are coming up with new hardware. That is their own studio talking about making new hardware. There have been persistent rumors of an Xbox handheld, and Spencer has been liking posts on X that mention the possibility of this hardware. I'm a big fan of handheld, says Spencer. I'm a big fan, but nothing to announce. He does admit that there's still a lot of work to do on the Windows side for handheld gaming PCs. One of the weak points in the experience on an ROG or the Lenovo Legion Go is Windows, says Spencer. How Windows works on controller input only on that kind of DPI on a smaller 8 or 7-inch screen. That's a real design point that our platform team is working with Windows to make sure that the experience is even better. So Microsoft is already in talks with the top manufacturers to ensure that their games are running better on these devices that have the potential to install Windows or have Windows installed. Now, Steam Deck currently is like king of the crop. They've really hit a really sweet spot in terms of what that device can do. Some games that are poorly optimized, like Dragon's Dogma 2, don't run very well on it, but being able to play something like Baldur's Gate 3 or Cyberpunk on the go, or any of the Steam Deck verified games. I actually don't know if Cyberpunk's Steam Deck verified, but it's really, really cool. And if Microsoft comes along and they have something that's a little bit more powerful, something that can compete with Nintendo, like Nintendo doesn't have to be cream of the crop. They have their Pokemon answer in the form of Pal World. So they have sort of at least one IP that people could play on the go. And man, I don't know. I'm really excited about the potential of an Xbox handheld personally. Now, in addition to all of this, though, there has been an Xbox dev kit that we know is called the Xbox Console Model 2089. Now, that's largely all we know about it, but let's dive into a few of the posts about this. So I believe this came from Xbox Korea recently, and I'm going to go to the Idle Sloth post. So Idle Sloth, there's this screenshot of it, and it says Microsoft's new Xbox dev kit XDK console was certified by the National Radio Research Agency in Korea today. This means that you can use the device in Korea and likely to be distributed to game developers in the country soon. And that was from Xbox Korea News. And then Windows Central discussed it. A new Xbox dev kit was just certified in South Korea. Could this be an Xbox Pro? Honestly, I really, really hope it is, because there are all these rumors about a PlayStation 5 Pro that will be CPU limited in some respects. At least that's what I understand from the analyst perspective, from the people like Digital Foundry are saying, hey, look, like you're still going to get CPU bottlenecked with this thing. So if Xbox comes along and they have a better box that has a little bit more wiggle room, maybe we can see what some of these games can do on that platform. Going back to the Windows Central piece, could this be the new Pro version? What you should know. I like this bullet point thing they do, by the way. It's great. A new Xbox dev kit has passed the certification process in South Korea as of March 18th. The National Radio Agency checks all electronic devices for use in Korea. The agency has previously checked the Xbox One X and the Xbox Series X and S. It's not known what this kit is for. It could be an Xbox handheld, all digital Xbox Series X, Xbox Series Pro, or something else entirely. So regardless what it is, it's new hardware. I doubt this is like some new iteration of the current SDK. This is much more interesting because it did need to get certified. So all electronic devices do need to get certified, and the main thing is, if they get in there in time for GTA 6, they could have a winner on their hands. I think it's a really smart strategy. I want to hear what you think about it, though, in the comments below. Hit that subscribe button, hit that bell to know when my content goes live. Thank you for joining me for this one. Exciting. New hardware is always, always fun, Even if it's good, it's great. If it's bad, it's great, because it's something to talk about. Thank you so much to all of the members who continue to support this channel. I really, truly do appreciate you. It's been a rough couple weeks, so I do appreciate you joining. Hit that join button if you missed a lot of my content over on IGN. I did a preview for Rise of the Ronin. I did a preview for Dragon's Dogma 2, which is out now. I did a preview for Path of Exile 2, which I'm really, really excited for. You can go check those out. And right here, the one video you're going to want to probably see is the PlayStation 5 Pro leaked specs that I talked about a few days ago. I'm going to get out of here. I'll see you for the next one. Bye for now, everybody.